Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Cade. All right, Josh and Skylar. So I got to tell you, watch your movie. Pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Such an important topic to be talking about right now. I think that's the first place to start because, just seeing your shirt, this is exactly what is one of the hot topics happening right now. So talk to me. Obviously, you wrote the movie, you made it. So how did this collaboration come about, and what spurred you to actually write this movie?
Okay, so I wrote the movie. Well, I originally wrote the short story as part of Scenarios USA writing contest, and how I chose the topic was it was more because I was struggling with my own identity, being a trans man, and I was researching a lot about trans issues and trying to figure out a way to explain it, a way to come out to my classmates and to my family. And the movie's kind of what came from it. It was a lot about like the struggles that trans people go through, that I had heard about, found out about, that my friends have gone through, and kind of what I was afraid of going through. And so I wanted to write it to partly to raise awareness and partly to give trans people a character to look up to and to see themselves in. So that's kind of where it all came from.
How do you get involved, Josh?
Well, Scenarios USA, the organization that Skylar mentioned, they recruit youth voices. They've been doing it since 1999. They've made almost 30 films, actually, from all of which were written by high school age students. And so Skylar was part of a national contest where they submit stories, and a panel basically picks the winning stories and then pairs. There's 3 films made every 2 years, all in the range of like 10 to 15 minutes, and then they basically pair the winning writers with so-called Hollywood directors. They use that term. I would say, filmmaker, somebody who can, who's had experience directing stuff. That's kind of what qualifies you. So I was deemed qualified by these fine people, and so.
That was the most humble, awesome response.
Oh well, no. I always feel weird. Like the Hollywood filmmaker is paired with youth students. Yeah, and it's like it's a collaboration that was great because effectively. Skylar and I talked on the phone for a couple months, and we really just worked through the story and tried to make it something we could shoot in a period of 2 days. And I got to see Skylar's. We did sort of location scout. Like I came by about 2 months before we shot the film, and I saw because Skylar got inspired by all the locations. In his neighborhood, in terms of it was that park that's
Harmony
featured.
Park,
Harmony
yeah.
Park, thank you. Yeah, that's featured in the film, and we actually shot in Skylar's high school and used the principal and Skylar's teacher actually makes an appearance. So we basically where the story was created, we tried to capture that on film and retain the authenticity of Skylar's amazing script. So.
When you're going through this type of process right now, Skylar, it's got to be just so daunting and challenging. Talk to me about the journey that you've gone through.
It's been really tough just going from, having hour and a half long phone conversations just because, I was finally happy with the script that I did, and then they're just like, well, yeah, actually, and I'm stuck on the phone for an hour and a half listening to everything that I did wrong.
You're like, I've got homework to do.
Yeah. Well, also
Got algebra to kick into right now.
But that's a perfect Hollywood experience, though. Yeah, your script is great. Now,
welcome to welcome to the business.
2 months of notes.
Yeah, welcome to the business.
But yeah, going through all that and having to write and rewrite and rewrite, and it was a wonderful experience. I learned a lot, and it's not like it was completely like they weren't rude about it. It was good, but it was definitely not something that I was used to. I was used to just turning in a paper and being done with it, and whatever I got. So that was something, and then. Once the film kind of kicked off and I started being able to go to different places that was shown, like the Cleveland International Film Festival, different schools, different organizations that I showed it to, and having to talk in front of all these different groups of people and learning how to answer some really tough questions, it was all a really good experience, and I think that I've grown a lot through the year that I've been showing my film. Being able to learn more about being able to talk to people, learning things like that have helped me a lot.
How about the personal struggle? You're going through a situation that not everybody deals with, and you're trying to figure out how do I want to move forward with my life? What was that like?
God. Okay. It's been tough. Trying, especially when it came to my identity. I'm just gonna talk about it again. But I'd written the film before coming out, and it was probably the first time that I had brought it up to someone outside of my close friend group, where in my cover letter I'd explained that it was personal experience I was going off of, and talking about my identity. And trying, after I came out, like, still it's kind of hard to open up. And, every time that I show my film, I have to say, like, I am a trans man, this is what I went through. It's kind of difficult, honestly, trying to be that open with all these different strangers whenever I had so much trouble even telling my parents and even telling the people I saw every day. I don't know what else to talk about with that. I'm sorry.
So for you, Josh, this is very different from directing the Vampire Diaries. So when you're getting involved with something like this and you're getting behind the camera, is there extra meaning for you because it is such a important hot topic?
Yeah, actually, it's really the storytelling is the same in terms of whatever you tackle as a filmmaker. But yes, I absolutely responded to Skylar's story because Skylar had such an authenticity to the voice and the honesty about not only Skylar's personal experience, but what trans teenagers are going through in the United States right now. I always tell the story because I think it's very, very powerful. About a month after we shot the film, a trans teen, Leela Alcorn, killed herself and left this amazingly eloquent suicide note on Tumblr. Her parents never accepted her as a trans female. Basically, they insisted on calling her, coincidentally, Joshua, because that was her birth name. And basically, once the film was made, I realized that Skylar had given voice to so many people that we never actually hear from and meet throughout this country who are coming of age and basically trying to find their way in the world. And that's what we all do, and that's why I think the story is very universal. But this very specific struggle that Skylar so beautifully captured in the film. It just, yes, as a director, it really is the highlight of my career so far, because it does feel like I was able to use my skills to hopefully help Skylar's message reach as many people as possible. So.
You'd mentioned Scenarios USA. For those, and there's actually a gallery, that's why you're in New York tonight.
Yes,
so,
tonight, yes.
Congratulations, Scenarios
Yay.
USA. Woo. But tell me about a great nonprofit organization. What do they do?
So, Josh explained a lot better. So, Scenarios USA is a nonprofit that well, first of all, they do curriculum in schools. They take the results from the writing contest, and once they're made into films, they make a curriculum around it and around the different issues that are handled, as well as some other things for teens to think about. Like, I know that for the three films that not the three films I was a part of, but the film that I was a part of, and then the other two that happened in the same year, not only were we talking about, LGBT issues and issues with gun violence that were, since my film was about trans issues, another film was about a lesbian relationship, and another one was a lot of different things, but gun violence was a big part of it. We not only talked about those three things, we also talked about compassion, being a good ally, healthy versus abusive relationships, a lot of other really important things that aren't always talked about in school and aren't always given the time that they need. So Scenarios is really, really good with the curriculum. It helps teens learn a lot through the films, and they work, like he said, they work really closely with the teens who win, and we get the experience of being able to be on a set, to be able to write a screenplay and a lot of other skills. I got a lot of training with public speaking whenever we were preparing for the gala and other things like that. So they do a lot.
Skylar's a great public speaker.
Yeah, he was like, Josh can explain it better.
No, I
you
know.
did a heck of a job right.
Skylar's way better.
You did a heck of a job right there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
But I think also just to kind of expand upon that slightly, I just think what's amazing about what Skylar just said is that Scenarios USA really, I think, has redefined the educational film, for the 21st century. I remember growing up and seeing all these films that were clearly made by adults trying to figure out how the teens talk,
Right.
what the teens are interested in, and
Hello, my name is John.
Yes.
It's awful. Like,
drugs are bad.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I mean, and you're like, oh, right. It feels like you're getting, kind of messages, public service announcements, as opposed to hearing from the voices of the actual people growing up in this world today. So I think that's what's really cool about it. So they do, so when they create a curriculum around Skylar's film and the other films they make in this each 2-year cycle, it's taught in schools around the country, and of course Showtime. Our partner actually decided to make a deal with Scenarios a few years ago, so they basically show our film probably 4 or 5 times a month on the Showtime network. So it's great. My DVR is set for it, and it's like it's always coming up because we're a good length. We're 15 minutes, so if they need to fill out a 2-hour time slot and the movie's an hour 45, they throw in House Not Home. So it's been fun.
So we're seeing, obviously, even in Hollywood now, so much awareness. Laverne Cox, who I know very, very well, who's one of the sweetest people on the planet.
She's great. I know.
Laverne's the best.
Did you meet her at the?
Yeah.
Skylar actually met Laverne.
She's the best.
Was it the Day of Remembrance or?
Oh no.
where was that?
God, I'm sorry.
One of those
I
events.
forget, but there was some event where she was speaking at oh my God, I'm gonna forget the college now. Case Western Reserve. She had spoken, and I was part of the group that was able to meet her in the GSA space. They had these circle of chairs, and there was food and stuff, and we were able to do a Q&A with her. And God, that was a really great experience. She was so friendly and open, and talked really seriously to us, and it was a great experience. I was really thankful to be able to meet her.
Well, congratulations on the film, guys. Like I said, really important topic, very, very of the moment topic right now, and it's great to see you using your voice for good, and hopefully you can be like Laverne down the road and inspire and be part of that round table as well and be
I hope
sharing
so.
it. So
Yeah,
congratulations on
already is.
everything, and already is. Congratulations.